Let me be clear about something right away. Visibility is not attention. Visibility is recognition. And influence is not about clicks and likes. It's about making true impact. Good books don't go quiet because they aren't good. They go be quiet because they aren't being recognized. Today is the day that you need to understand the difference between noise and signal, between having something that accidentally or on purpose gets a ton of followers and something that makes a real difference in the world. And let's talk about that. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I'm a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 40 books and counting. Over the course of the last 40 years in business, I've had more than 5,000 people I've had the wonderful privilege of getting to work with to help them write, publish, market their books to bestseller, and everything that goes beyond that. But ultimately, we've been a marketing company. We always have. That's where we started. I technically, if you want to get really technical about it, started in sales and marketing really at 5, but and worked in sales my entire life, before leaving home, and have done that my whole life, selling and marketing and talking to people about what real visibility, real recognition work looks like. And all too often, especially these days, we're being fed a message that really doesn't serve us, that really isn't based in things that are real. We're, we're chasing likes, we're chasing comments, we're chasing this elusive concept of going viral. That if we just somehow can reach this amazingly cool place called viral, that it will fulfill all of our wants, wishes, hopes, and dreams, and that we will be flooded with work and clients and money, and we'll never have to worry about it ever again. Here's a couple of realities. First of all, when you do have a video that goes viral, whether it be Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, any of the places that you can watch videos at in a way that you can monetize. Hey, RL, glad to have you here with us. When you get that viral moment, the truth is that you're not gonna get a whole ton of money, even when you get into the millions of people that like and comment and watch and view your thing. Hey, Paisley, glad to have you here with us. You see, the money, and there's some huge celebrities that have come out and talked about how little they make off of streams. The industry that, of course, you think of most when you start thinking about streaming video or streaming content would be the music industry, because they really were kind of the very first things we wanted to really truly stream movies and video and music videos and music and stuff like that. And really, even ones that hit the bestseller list, make it to the top of the charts, stay on the top of the charts. That really doesn't reflect the number of sales that they have, that they've gotten from it, is really is not an overwhelmingly cool amount of money. And any artist that you talk to that is, especially musicians, but several different ones that have had something that really blows up virally, that's not a way to really have a massive money flow. Sugan D's, glad to have you here with us. And oh man, I'm so sorry that your floor is warped now. That's awful. Here's the thing. There's two sides to the fence. I want to make sure I explain this to you clearly so that you really understand it. There's two sides of the fence. There's the concept of the fact that you go massively viral, and I'm talking about something that does more than 1 million. Really, I'm talking about things that do like more than 10 million. Okay. I'll give you a perfect example from my own life. This was several years ago. We actually had on one of our sites basically digital paper dolls. For those of you that don't know what paper dolls are, way, way, way back, like in my mom's time, they would take a cutout of a person. It'd be flat. It'd be 2D, flat. Okay. And they'd take a cutout of, like a little dolly or whatever. And then they would make little clothes that you could basically just, there were little tabs on them and you folded the tabs over them and you could change the outfit. It was like the pre-concept of, dressing up your Barbie doll. Um, uh, yes, you totally could also go viral just blowing your gasket at somebody who maybe even deserves it. Um, and again, that's a perfect example. In this particular example with the paper dolls, it was designed so that there were, several different little children, and it was designed for kids and it was on a kid's site. So, nothing weird. And then a bunch of outfits that they had, and you could, and kids could come in and play with it and, dress the dolly up in this outfit and that outfit and those kind of things. And, it was early, it was a JavaScript program. Okay. It was early interactive video type of stuff, or, interactive graphic type of things. And that thing, without us doing anything, it just, a couple of homeschool moms and stuff got a hold of it, and it really got shared all over the world. And at one point, it it had more than 1 million different people, little kids, that were playing with it. Okay. And that was right directly on our website. So, we were getting access to people who were doing or interested in, supposedly, all the things that we were doing in this world, and driving people right literally to our site and getting them. And I can tell you that there was so little of an uptick in the amount of sales and money and stuff that we brought in from those millions and millions and millions of people, because the moms were, just opening it up and setting it in front of their little kids, and the little kids were playing on it. It wasn't impacting people. There was no clear action. There was no, hey, mom, before you have your child, play with this today, um, XYZ, here's a way you can help people in the world, that kind of thing. And so, again, perfect example of virality with nothing to use it for, no intentionality behind it. The same thing would be true, like Shug was talking about. You could absolutely, and whether it is you just go off on somebody who deserves it or doesn't, that can go totally viral and a lot of people will watch it. You can do, like, I've often wondered, I've never found any of them, which is a shame because somebody probably could have made a little bit of money, and it totally could have gone viral for them. I've had a few times when I've been on lives here, and I've had an absolute total sneezing fit, just sneezing my full head off, and I'd say a word and then sneeze again, say a word and sneeze, and it was hilarious, sad, whatever, and that minute-ish or so, whatever, however long it was, of me not being able to get words out because I just kept sneezing, could have absolutely, just that moment, gone viral. Nobody was going to watch the whole entire 10, 15, 20 minutes that I was talking just to see the funny moment. But if somebody would have pulled that out, if I had pulled it out, I probably could have put it on, especially TikTok, and probably gotten a ton of people to watch it. But again, what would that have done for me? How would people have wanted to read my books, wanted to work with me to market their books, any of those kind of things. How would I use that? Okay. And then going back to where I started, even if you have the tens of millions of views, the amount that you make as an influencer off of video views is so, so small. Okay. Now, if you go, say, for example, to the level of an OnlyFans model, you have the capability of monetizing each view. Two things for all of you that are thinking about doing that. Number one is anybody that knows anything knows that ultimately that everything you put anywhere on the internet has and probably will be hacked and leaked someplace where somebody can find and watch it all for free. So people that don't want to pay you are still not going to pay you. Whatever you do or don't feel about doing any level of an OnlyFans, because I know people all the way from, they're just taking smiley face pictures all the way to, the ultimate kind of letting it all hang out. We'll just leave it that way. Is, the truth is that most of them, regardless of how far a person goes, most of them don't really make the kind of money that the few do. There are some people that absolutely have made a ton of money doing those kind of things. And there are, if you go on to, say, for example, YouTube Shorts, there are a ton of people, whether it be really cute videos of your super cute dog, or really cute girls doing questionable kind of things, or any of those kind of things. In the end, there are some people that are making money that way, but they're the exception, not the rule. Now, the other side to influence that I saw work very, very well was a group of people who built a massive multi-million person following, and they used it for product launches. And so they knew that their followers, out of their 15 million, whatever it was, consistent followers, they knew that if they posted something, didn't matter, a watch, a pair of socks, perfume, makeup, whatever the widget was, that if they went out there and they did a week worth of videos, just shorts, talking about how cool this product was and how much you got to have it and that kind of thing, they knew that out of that about 10 million, 15 million people, that they could get about 50,000 sales for a company. And so if you made even just say $1 off of each one of those 50,000 sales, that's 50 grand. And if you have a repeatable kind of thing and you can do the marketing so that you get the next company that also wants you to do a launch of their product, whether it's new or old, doesn't really matter. You see, that's the core behind it. It's the how are you going to monetize it? How are you using it? What are you going to do with the influence? There's two possibilities. One is giving the people a step, something that they do want. Okay, i.e., our book leads people to something that's going to actually make us money, versus living in the unreal world that somehow, massive amounts of people are just going to buy our book so much that we're going to make a ton of money off of our book. And then, yes, Shug, you're absolutely right. The other, way to use that virality is to make impact, to make a difference in the world, to take a cause, whatever that cause is, take something you believe in, and really make sure that you make it known to the world. But there's one step beyond that. And that step is you gotta give people something that they can take action on. Now, yes, you could do it totally altruistically, and you could be like, use this I think about, because, I'm getting ready to get a drink of water. You could say, buy this water bottle company because of, some kind of environmentally friendly kind of a situation. Or, the water bottle costs on average $1 each bottle, but 50 cents of that goes towards, whatever. Okay. I mean, you could do something that completely altruistically. But whatever it is, you've got to give the people an action. You've got to give them something that they can do. So there's 2 steps in here that I explained to you without you really knowing I did. Step number 1 is being seen by the people who you need to see you. Not everybody, not virility, but really just having the visibility to the people who need what you're doing. And then secondly is having something that they can take action on. You put those 2 together, that's marketing. That is doing the thing. Okay. Now, if your book exists, but it doesn't really feel recognized, if your book exists, but it isn't leading people to deeper conversations and more with you, then I'd love for you to drop the word seen, 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 into the comments. Let me take a look at your book. I would love to look at it and give you some suggestions of some things that you can do to really move from trying to be massive viral to having massive impact, to go from wanting everybody to see you to allowing the people who need you to truly see what you have and get the value that they need out of it. Okay, so drop the word seen. I'd love to talk to you about that. Because being good doesn't get you seen. Being recognized and recognizable is what does. Here is the thing that I want for you to know more than anything else. And that's that what you do in this world is absolutely powerful and needed in this world. Do it. Do it to make the difference. Do it to make the money. Do it to do the things that only you can do in this world. But do it. And then make sure that the right people who need it know where it is, know what it's about, and can see it. I hope that you're happy, you're safe, you're warm and loved, that you're not as cold as what I am right now. And then until we're together again next time, which by the way is tomorrow, that you really know and have a great week. And just by the way, I'm going to do a long live on Saturday that you're invited to. Come see me. We're going to actually spend about 45 minutes to an hour together going into all the detail. I'm going to talk on a little bit of things each one of the days this week. And then on Saturday, I'm going to just pour it all right out for you. I'm going to do that live for you right here. Again, I hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. And then until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.